Hello guys, this is Kazar being you. The second part of our little trip to uh, Milan? Milano? Milano. In Italy. We left off last time just talking about, I think, computer gear, yeah. So, yeah, like I said that I would want to spend a lot of money for, proper peripheral gear. Meaning like joystick, the Logitech G20, 25, 27 steering wheel and stuff like that, because those things enhance your feel of the gameplay. You know, there's always that talk that I had with the so-called boss, with my friend that I work for, that he says that, there's no point in playing simulations for planes because it's completely not like the real life. And I say to him, well, I cannot afford to spend 20,000 zlotys to then fly around with a plane, a real plane. So 20,000 first, that's the first cost, if you do that, and then it's like 5,000 each time you want to fly around for like an hour. That's a little bit expensive now, isn't it? And it's far easier for me to invest in, a proper simulation gear than to actually, get myself a proper flight pilot license and stuff like that. Especially since if you want to play, if you want to fly things like the Su-27 Frogfoot, all jet-propelled aircraft, you will have a problem because commercial pilots, the normal civilian pilots, are most of the time it's another type of paper that you have to do. It's not like when you do your normal license, the pilot's license, you're not allowed to fly jet-propelled aircraft. And especially, military aircraft. So it's easier for me to invest like 100 zlotys in a proper joypad than invest thousands of zlotys to actually do the real thing. If I had the option, if I had the money, if I was a spoiled rich parent child, I would do it. But I'm not. And I find that a lot of people have problems with... Basically, they want a lot of things in life, but they want them cheap. They want them for no cost, for no work. And basically, I myself learned that it doesn't happen like that, In real life, you have to work a lot to get your stuff. I recently watched a video from Frugal Sim. He's a great guy making videos about flight simulation games. Flight simulators, actually, because that's... To call it a game is to like calling... It's actually hard to comprehend. There's a lot of knowledge involved, and it's actually not playing a game. You're not playing for amusement, you're playing for the fact of simulating a real aircraft. If you do those, if you learn every single procedure in like X-Plane 10 for Boeing 747, you will be able to start up the bloody machine in real life, because you will know all the procedures, you will know what is where and how to activate it. But that's, going a little bit over the top, isn't it? But actually I want to get into that, because I don't know, something about mashing buttons is making my, my gamer sense go wild. I actually enjoy mashing buttons, like a lot of people call the 8-10 Warhawk button mashing simulator, because it is. And most of the time it's a lot of learning of how to mash buttons to actually start up the bloody plane. You can of course skip that, you can skip a lot of it by playing in not in simulation mode. You can skip it by simply starting on a runway, not a ramp start, not a cold start. So you already have your engines tuned and stuff like that. Maybe in this week you already saw a video from DCS. I'm not actually sure. I know I want to make a video from World of Tanks. I know I want to do my 2 typical videos from Star Wars The Old Republic, so I'm not certain, but I'm gonna try to fit maybe this video will actually come out a week later and we will have DCS-810 Warhawk on like a Thursday, but we'll see how it goes. So yeah, that guy actually made, going back to the topic of frugal, he made a great point, actually a video about it, that I found. I caught myself defending myself when I started listening to it. The video is about him and his approach towards piracy. And I mean software piracy, like computer game piracy, that we download games and we play games, you know. And honestly, I can you know fairly say I did my fair share of doing that. You know, I downloaded games, I played them, and I throw them out. But I also always try to buy the game if I really like it and it has a multiplayer, because I think that's the biggest part of why I want to spend money on something, because I can play it on multiplayer, you know. But actually, after listening to Frugal and his approach, one thing that a lot of us forget, especially Polish people, I think, because we basically in a very poor position. There's a lot of stuff costs, you know, 10 times as much in our reality, you know, because we earn so little money comparing to our neighbors, that it's actually, you know, a huge chunk of your paycheck to buy something. And that's why most of us do piracy, you know. I know a little amount of people that actually buy games. But I have people who share my thought that if I play a game and I enjoy it, and if, you know, I played the game for a short amount of time and I enjoy it, then yeah, sure, I will buy the game if I'm able to. Now, after a year, I changed my complete attitude, because I'm a streamer, so I'm somewhat required to have original copies of all the games that I play, and I try to... well, I don't try, I do it. I never try to pirate anything. But, like I said, I found myself, while this topic was approached on Frugal's video, I found myself defending the people that are pirating games. But then he put it out a very good point that I didn't look. I like niche games. I like games that are not very large, like indie games, like simulator games. Those games are not that popular, you know. It's not Battlefield 3. It's not Call of Duty, you know. Even though Call of Duty stopped being developed a shit ton of time ago, and now they just refresh their old meat from time to time. But let's go on to the back to the topic. Basically, I found myself defending the people, like saying like, well, someone can not have the money to buy it, but if you think about it, if you're not buying something, but you're only pirating and you never intend to buy it, that's revenue for the game developer that is lost. And I don't feel bad, I wouldn't feel bad about stealing from EA or someone like that. Because sorry, if you're making DLCs about every single thing in the game, you don't deserve to get that much money. You're saying to your people, that, to your fan base, that we want your money and we want it now. We want it even more. So I actually don't feel like, that this applies that much to big developers like EA, especially EA, which is a money whore. But like the small simulator games developers, like SCS, those guys are making great games for a small market, for an even smaller amount of cash, because if you think about it, 90% of the time people like download the game. Well, not 90% of the time, but you know, a lot of people will download the game. And I'm not, you know, perfect. I also did myself. I actually didn't download DCS-810 Warhawk. I actually bought the one because I'm always looking for promotions now. You know, if I see somewhere that a game is, say, 50 to 70% off, I try to get the money and buy it if I really want the game. That's why I have the Warhawk and the Black Shark. The Black Shark actually costed me around €4. And I bought a legitimate copy with a key, so yeah. But yeah, it made me like look for promotions more. To even if I don't pay the full price, you know, because I cannot afford that, I'll try to support the developer as much as I can. Because I know they will have a hard time. They won't keep growing. They won't grow at all. They won't keep making new games. They won't put enough developer time into a game, because they will have to cut down on the costs, and that's a thing that a lot of people don't think about. That if you try to be a douchebag in the terms that you will only download games and never buy them, if you find yourself playing things like flight simulators, train simulators, truck simulators, you will find yourself in an environment when the best game that came out is 6 years old, for example, because no one will make either new modes, new DLCs, new games, because if there is no margin, if there is no revenue in a business, there is no business. Simple as that. People want to make money. If we are not paying for someone's hard work to make this game, like Euro Truck Simulator 2, then they won't get, you know, they don't get paid. They won't do it. If I was supposed to do something for free myself, like I'm doing streaming, I do it because it's my hobby. But if I had a normal job, streaming is always second to that. And if I had a family, I could not afford the comfort of being unemployed for so long and streaming, because I would have to provide for my family and stuff like that. And I think that's a real good point to you know, throw that. I think that people should buy stuff they play. If you enjoy a game, if you enjoy a film, if you enjoy music and stuff like that. Like in the terms of films and music, it's a little bit more stupid per se, because honestly I own only one original on CD album in terms of like music, and it's Shakira, She-Wolf. Fuck yeah. I was young. But basically I think if I wanna, you know, give back about the movie, give back something, I go to the cinema and I watch the movie in the cinema. With music, it's more like you should buy, you know, those Groove Shack and stuff like that. I never got to around doing that, and I listen to such a wide variety of music that I wouldn't have the paycheck to pay for it all. So I would mostly have to listen to internet radios, which already break the laws of you know, listening to music and stuff like that. You know, that they cannot put the music they are putting on. But no one cares about that, right? I hate situations like this. So we have 6 minutes more of talking. Let's just move the mouse so it doesn't black out on me. So because sometimes you guys don't see it, because Fraps actually records the footage even if I don't see it, and my monitor goes blank because it has a 5 minute. It had a 5 minute delay time. You know, that if in 5 minutes I don't do anything, it blacks out. But that applied also while playing Euro Truck, because it didn't think that the input from the joypad is input at all. Awesome, isn't it? But yeah, it's like I said, there's a lot of things that people don't think about in terms of what the actions actually do. If we don't pay for software, we're not gonna get new software, we're not gonna get better software. Same for games that are free per se, like World of Tanks, War Thunder. We can complain about them being money grabbers. That's a business. They are not doing it because it's fun. They are doing it because it makes them money. It never gonna... If World of Tanks suddenly stopped having subscribers, believe me, the game wouldn't last 2 days. If everyone would suddenly say like, Wargaming, we're fed up with your shit and we will not pay anymore for this game, suddenly you're in a situation where Wargaming doesn't get revenue and Wargaming will stop doing anything for the game. A good example of it is actually I played back in 2009. I played a game called Navy Field. Let's just check the map because I want to see where I have a stop. Oh my god, seriously? And that's the stupidest part about, you know, Eurotrack, that you can have that kind of distance between gas stations, and in Germany they are all over the place. There's not a road where you don't have one. And now I'm stuck to drive around. I think that's gonna be 100 or maybe 150 kilometers right almost at Milano to get a rest stop. And I think they should change this. They should change the fact that you should be able to rest everywhere, but you could like take shorter naps or do something like that, because this system just doesn't work. In real life that wouldn't work because you have to take a rest stop and that's it. You have to stop the truck. You don't go further. If you go further you get a fine that's gonna just basically mutilate your game. And I hope I'm not that sleepy. We had about 2 hours to go before... Well, not before. We had about 2 hours above what I could have driven without sleeping. So we're gonna go to the border of exhaustion and hope that we'll make it to that little stop. But this video is gonna come to a closure very soon. Yeah, in 2 minutes we're gonna close this video and I'm gonna record the third video, which will be my epic struggle to get on a gas station, sleep and go like 100 kilometers to Milano, which is gonna be just laughable. And actually that's something that you should plan ahead. I didn't. My fault. I should actually plan ahead. And in the last on the last gas station I should have planned it, but while doing... yes please, yes please, it wasn't on the map, but I'll take it. That's a rest stop, yes. And I think we're gonna cut this video short because of it. Where's the parking for trucks? Here. So let's stop, let's turn off the lights, let's down gear, let's turn off the engine. And yeah, this is gonna be it for this little part of the video, and I'll see you guys on the third part of the video where we're gonna conclude our epic journey to Milano. Thank you all for coming and I hope to see you guys next time.